Today, more than ever, we need to come together to address poverty, racism, and social injustice. Because every child deserves a pathway to opportunity. Because the business community can help young people work toward a better future. Because the magic of performance gives everyone a chance to grow. That's why the All-Stars Project reaches thousands of kids every year, and why caring adults from all walks of life are actively involved. Come join a growing number of Americans who are saying,
I'm an all-star.
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 so become an all-star today.
Welcome to the All-Stars Project's National Benefits Standing with All-Stars. Please welcome our host. He's an accomplished actor, writer, and director on television and stage. He hails from East New York, Brooklyn, and we are proud to say he's an alumnus of All-Stars Youth on Stage program and the 2020 recipient of the All-Stars Project's Fellowship for Young Artists of Color. Please welcome Reynaldo Pinella.
How's everyone doing? It's fantastic to have you with us tonight. And how amazing was that brand new, hot off the presses video about the All-Stars? I'm so proud to share that Warner Media, the owner of HBO and many other brands, will be playing it as a public service announcement in the coming months on a variety of their channels. So watch out for it. And thank you, Warner Media. Welcome to the All-Star Project's first virtual national benefit. Now, you might have heard, we had an election last week. Look, I know, but regardless of how you're feeling right now, whether you're happy or disappointed or somewhere in between, I want to thank you for being here because you are a part of our country's solution. You and so many others are the reason that the All-Stars is surviving and thriving, continuing to support young people from inner city neighborhoods with real opportunities to grow. And these are some pretty difficult times, especially for them. And you've got their backs and they feel it. So give yourselves a big virtual round of applause. Now, seeing that video is so moving to me because I have been an all-star for 13 years. Yes, I might play a teenager on TV, but the kid's getting kind of old. I joined our youth theater and performance program, Youth on Stage, as a teenager and had the opportunity to perform in everything from new plays to Shakespeare and on stage on 42nd Street. And for a kid from East New York, let me tell you, I never had a reason to leave my neighborhood before, and All-Stars broadened my world and changed my life. That's why I stand with this amazing organization because I know they will always stand with our young people. I think the most important thing we can do in times like these is to lift up our young people, give them hope, development, and opportunity. And All-Stars does just that through their life-changing development through performance model. We have continued and in many ways increased our impact for young people virtually through this really tough year in our country. So tonight or today for my West Coast folks is a celebration. We will hear from All-Stars performers and young people and have a chance to cheer them on and thank them for their commitment to grow and develop and for their bravery. And we have a few special celebrity guests who will be joining us to express why they stand with All-Stars. Actor-comedian Nick Kroll, Basketball Hall of Famer and Big Three coach Nancy Lieberman, and a special late edition surprise celebrity guest, three-time Stanley Cup champion Patrick Kane. This event is a chance for all of us to learn more about All-Stars' inspiring impact, and it's a chance for us to do even more. All-Stars needs your volunteer and financial support more than ever, as the demand from inner city youth for high-quality, free out-of-school development programming is the highest we have ever seen. So roll up your sleeves and let's get to work. And we want to hear from you throughout the show. Our chat is on. This is a reminder to log into your YouTube or Google account so you'll be able to write in the chat and tell us where you're viewing in from tonight. All right, let's see who we got here? Let's see. Okay, Mr. Jim Horton says it's great to be here. Okay, I think Jim Horton is calling in from, I believe, Dallas, Texas. Okay. Michael Ramirez saying congratulations. Okay. Michael, hope you're having a good time. Let's see what else we got here. Okay, we got Hillman Consulting, which greatly supports this cause and are doing even more, and we love to hear it. Amazing. Man, I knew I wouldn't have to encourage the chat with this crowd. Love it and keep it coming. And I know you all join me in standing with All Stars. So as you watch the show, please post photos of you, family, and friends enjoying the event on social media with the hashtag #IStandWithAllStars. And you might even see your post on screen. So let's get going. Here to tell you about what we are all about are Shade McDaniel and Jenny Zach.
Thanks, Ronaldo. And hi, everyone. I'm Shade McDaniel.
And I'm Jenny Zach. Thank you so much for joining us tonight.
Oh, man, it's already awesome to see the chat full of all of you who are here with us today. You know, as a Jersey girl, bred and raised, it's been a thrill of a lifetime to grow the All Stars and its impact on the lives of thousands of young people in Newark, Jersey City, and nationwide for the past 5 years. I'm so excited to be sharing the stage with my girl, my friend, Jenny.
Me too, Shade. You know, I've been an All-Star for 16 years, partnering with Shade and our colleagues, our volunteers and supporters to grow the impact of the All-Stars Project on the lives of inner city youth and families nationwide. Since we have both close partners and friends brand new to us joining us today, we want to tell you a little more about who we are.
Oh man, Jenny, can you believe we've been on the ground organizing and building community for like 40 years?
It's amazing.
It's crazy. You know, the All Stars Project is leading America's after-school development movement. We are known for our development through performance model and for our expertise in creating engaging programs that brings all young people, and I'm talking about like not just the best and the brightest, from our country's most underprivileged communities into the mainstream. Whether in person or online, our programs help people grow, and best of all, wait for it, they're absolutely free for our participants.
That's my favorite part too. If you knew All Stars before COVID, you're probably familiar with our core national programs. The All Stars Talent Show Network, where kids perform in and produce talent shows in their own neighborhoods. There's the award-winning Operation Conversation Cops and Kids, which uses performance to break down barriers and create new relationships between inner city youth and police officers. And the nationally recognized Development School for Youth, which introduces young people to the performance of being a professional, you know, the costume, the script, the network. At All Stars, we use the power of performance to create growth environments and to act and think outside of the box.
Oh my goodness, talking about outside the box, Jenny. This year we did just that. We took all we learned to create a new and amazing virtual program. While social distancing, you know, we were able to pivot. We had to innovate and pilot exciting new after-school development programs and initiatives. Our kids and our families have been disproportionately affected by the crisis our country's going through. So we're working overtime, guys. You know, we're making sure that those kids stay connected to a community that cares about them and to work on their personal growth during this isolated time. Thanks to all of you and the generosity of our philanthropic community, I'm just thrilled to report that we have welcomed over 2,000 youth through our virtual doors. And we're touching another 2,500 lives this fall through new programming that we're developing to respond to the needs facing our kids today.
The reach is incredible. This has been a challenging 9 months for all of us, but I am a big believer in silver linings. I have been so proud and moved to see you, Shade, and all of our grassroots community leaders Gloria Strickland, David Cherry, Antoine Joyce, Kaya Harris Thompson, Jackie East Ross, John Rankin, and so many of our talented colleagues step up in big ways for our young people. All Stars is creating new solutions to the problems facing our country today. You will hear more about two of our new pilot programs, Development Coaching and Operation Conversation, a little bit later in the program.
Yeah, Jenny, I echo that. Shout out to all of our team members. It's a privilege working with you too, and all the talented colleagues we have across the nation. Talking about talented colleagues, the All Stars is also building a national talented volunteer program that will help us engage volunteers all across the country. Our virtual performance team is doing a fantastic job creating performance-based workshops and experiences, engaging youth and adults every week. Our leaders in after-school development research and policy are creating workshops and classes that inspire and inform after-school practitioners across organizations and educational systems. We have the best practices, and guess what? We're sharing them widely. We are also proud to announce that the All Stars is developing a new kind of corporate partnership with Guidepost Solutions that will serve as a model for companies interested in creating a more, dynamic way to connect community and connect to community, build diversity and development environments. So special shout out to their CEO, Julie Myers-Wood, and Chairman Bart Schwartz and their leadership team for walking the talk and funding their commitment to change.
It's amazing. And I know what you all are thinking. We do a lot. And it's true. And we do one thing. We help people grow through performance. And this year, we're doing it online. And one of my favorite things of doing it online is that we can go beyond geographic boundaries. This year, in addition to continuing to reach young people and adults in our core cities, New York City, Newark, Jersey City, Chicago, San Francisco, and Dallas, we have broken from geography. We have involved people from 20 states and even Canada in our virtual programs. How amazing is that? And, no one has been more committed to healing divisions and building new conversations than All Stars co-founder and grassroots educator, Dr. Lenora Fulani. Dr. Fulani has spent the last 40 years fighting poverty, building developmental relationships, and empowering young people. In 1981, she co-founded the All Stars Project with Dr. Fred Newman, and her impact has been profound. Dr. Fulani has changed the lives of so many people. She's changed my life and everyone who has worked with her at the All Stars.
Yeah, Jenny, although Dr. Fulani couldn't be with us tonight, I know she would be the first to cheer on our next performers. So I'm just thrilled to welcome, hailing from Chicago's South Side, an All Stars talent show alumni group to musically express what standing with the All Stars means to them. Let's have an All Stars round of applause for Brothers on a Mission.
Woo.
Hey yo, what up? It's BOM. You got Justice, Jakai, and Jahari. So let's get it. DJ Reezy, drop that beat.
Word. Yeah. Mom, what y'all tell them?
From the NY to the Windy City Shot, All Stars. You know we fly hot. Uganda, London, New Jersey too. Dallas, Japan, and San Fran crew. I still with All Stars. We still with All Stars. I still with All Stars. We still with All Stars. All Stars. We gotta give back. Come on. All Stars, so we can bridge the gap. When I wake up and walk into school, somebody got hurt and it's on the news. The pain is real, but the struggle is worse. COVID-19, reverse this curse. Educate and train, make the youth great. Provide Windy City shine, all stars. You know we fly high. Uganda, London, New Jersey too. Dallas, Japan, and the San Fran crew. I stand with all stars. We stand with all stars. I stand with all stars. We stand with all stars. All stars. We gotta give back. All stars, so we can bridge the gap.
Stuck in the house,
Got nowhere to go.
doing E burning,
So I fresh out the dough.
Ballin' with my bros in the backyard. But I'm
Backyard.
thinking about all stars.
How they go hard.
DSY
After school program.
Talent showcase
Hot like Instagram.
Perform on stage.
In so many ways.
Internship.
Train and get paid.
My future is bright. Yeah.
No cap.
Don't censor me. All stars
Like that.
Congratulations.
You made the show.
Support all stars.
Help the movement grow. From the NY to the Windy City shot. All stars. You know we fly high. Uganda, London, New Jersey too. Dallas, Japan, and San Fran crew.
Come on.
I stand with all stars. We stand with all stars. I stand with all stars. We stand with all stars. All stars. We gotta give back. All stars. So we can bridge the gap. I say all stars. You say greater. All stars.
Greater.
All stars. Greater. When I say all stars, you say greater. All stars. Greater. All stars. Greater. I'm the NY to the Windy City shot. All stars. You know we fly high. Uganda, London, New Jersey too. Dallas, Japan, and the San Fran crew. I stand with all stars. We stand with all stars. I stand with all stars. We stand with all stars. All stars. We gotta give back. All stars. So we can bridge the gap.
Yes, that was fantastic. Let's give Brothers on a Mission some more love. Man, that song is so catchy. You have me in here. I stand with all stars. We stand with all stars. All stars. We gotta give back. And I just love how they called out the international efforts that All Stars has inspired with what we call our All Stars Alliance, where teams in London, Tokyo, Uganda, Juarez, Mexico, Greensboro, North Carolina, and Atlanta all run all-star style programs. Great stuff. Oh, wait. I'm hearing from our social media team that we have some audience members posting about our event already. Let's take a look at some of what people are saying. Okay, we have the Arnold Companies, which said, we're excited to support the annual benefit for All Stars project as it goes virtual and expands for everyone to enjoy. Yes, the Arnold Company showing us some love. We appreciate the support coming out worldwide right now. All right, let's see who else we got. Okay, because I saw in the chat, we had Elizabeth F. Small, who said this initiative is so important, especially now with the pandemic and other challenges facing the country. Really happy to be here tonight. Thank you, Elizabeth, for your support. It's just, you can just see the outpouring of love already coming in. Way to spread the word, everybody. Now, I am very excited to introduce All-Star CEO, Gabrielle Kurlander. Gabrielle is a trained actress, theater director, and nonprofit entrepreneur. I had the pleasure of playing a GI in Coming of Age in Korea, a musical Gabrielle co-directed. Like so many All-Stars young people and so many of you, I am proud to know her. Please give it up for Gabrielle Kurlander.
Thanks so much, Ronaldo. We're all so excited for your success. Hi, everyone. Greetings to our friends and supporters who've joined us for this virtual benefit. What a year it's been. There's so much uncertainty ahead, but some things are known. Poverty is pervasive. Racial injustice has been revealed in real time. The economy faces a treacherous and difficult road to recovery. But there's also some good news. The All Stars Project has a philosophy, an approach, a methodology that is specifically designed for unstable and uncertain times, because we know how to develop people. And development in the context of crisis is crucial to making progress. Those of you who know me know I'm not an intellectual. I wasn't a great student, though I've always been very curious about the world, and I've always loved learning. In spite of underperforming in school, I happen to have read a fair amount of philosophy. One of our founders, Fred Newman, was a brilliant analytic philosopher, and he introduced me to the work of another great philosopher, Kurt Gödel. Gödel's discoveries are deeply relevant to us all. With his incompleteness theorems, in the 1930s, Gödel turned mathematics on its head when he proved that it is not a system of consistency, completeness, objectivity, or logical certainty. He showed there are questions that are simply unsolvable. But even though there's no such thing as certainty, there is such a thing as development and growth, and of that we are certain. So in uncertain times, development gives us not a solution per se, but rather a way forward. You're hearing tonight from the dynamic and talented leaders of the All-Stars team. We've made an incredibly nimble transition in the midst of the pandemic, and I feel very good about our ability to sustain the opportunities we offer young people and the mutual growth programs for adults and young people that we're known for and that many of you have been a part of. Though we recognize that next year will continue to be challenging and difficult, we're also very excited about the opportunities to expand our footprint, increase our influence, and bring the magical power of performance to many more people in a variety of forms. I'm really happy to be rolling up my sleeves and working on piloting a new project direct to the consumer. To tell you about it, here's my co-director, All-Stars Project Vice President and City Leader of the All-Stars Project of Dallas. It has been a joy to work with him, and it's not an accident that joy is part of his name. Please welcome Antoine Joyce.
Thank you, Gabrielle. I appreciate that. I do enjoy bringing joy to everyone I can. Thank you all for being here tonight. And thank you to the young people we just heard from. Beautiful song. And thank you to so many other young people who are standing with All Stars and giving back to their communities. They are the reason I'm passionate about making sure that every young person in every corner of America has access to the very best thinking and the most sophisticated approaches and the most advanced theories for moving us forward, including those we create ourselves. Many of you know I grew up poor in Bed-Stuy, Brooklyn. So I am proud to say that I just purchased my first home ever here in Dallas, Texas, Oak Cliff. And as I watch my community develop with the new houses being built around me, I'm impressed by how many tools construction workers have available to them. They got the tools we all familiar with. They got hammers and nails, screwdrivers, but they also have a bunch of tools I've never seen before, specifically designed to carry out very particular tasks. And it got me thinking, that's what America needs. Tools designed to help us build with, new tools, rather than be paralyzed, the uncertainty, fear, despair, and anxiety we all can feel. See, I'm a product of poverty, though I didn't choose it. And that poverty is rooted in the history of our country. It's systemic and it's generational. And growing up poor, you are always angry. People treat you like you don't matter. So we tell young people, young children in poor communities to be quiet. The system expects the worst of these young people. So we tell them to be quiet, mainly because we want to protect them. We want them to avoid any trouble, to avoid being seen. Because if you are seen, you might find yourself on the ground with a knee on your neck. So we grow up angry and afraid. I understand this anger and I understand this pain. I'm still angry and I'm still in pain. But if those are the only two choices, none of us will get very far. Over the last 40 years, All Stars has been creating some new tools, developmental performance and radical acceptance. And we've been refurbishing some old tools, empathy, compassion, listening, and creativity. And they make it possible for us to go beyond the identities and boundaries that divide us and create a more positive, unified future. And like all talented craftsmen, you get better by doing it, by practicing the craft, working with those tools, and building new ones. So over the last few months, as I said before, I've had the pleasure of rolling up my sleeves and working closely with Gabrielle on creating a new performance program called Operation Conversation. We see that we have to build these new tools that can connect Americans who want to create more positive ways of coming together and to heal the racial and social divides in our country. And it's clear we have a lot of work to do. A recent survey showed that 1 in 5 white Americans never find themselves in diverse communities, which means they are not familiar, nor are they sharing experiences with people who are different than themselves. So the work on Operation Conversation, we began 3 months ago when Gabrielle and I started leading a series of 90-minute workshops with diverse groups of adults and young people from all walks of life. And we're doing it on Zoom, using performance games, improvisation, and directed conversations designed to help them and us, everyone, slow down, listen in a different way, to practice performing empathy, because it is a skill, something that is learned, like kindness, like love, like joy. These sessions, they've been very powerful to be a part of. And every week, participants work together to perform in ways that brings us all out of our comfort zone. So the conversations, the performing, it doesn't come naturally. So we work hard to create a place where participants can be uncomfortable and learn how to move forward in more giving ways. Here's just a few things that people share with each other. I've never heard a white person, Black person, a man say that out loud before. Thank you for sharing your story. I've never had a conversation with a Black person about race before. It must have been painful to experience that. It's good to slow down. When I do, I actually hear the other person. I want to express my opinion, which is opposite his, but I find myself agreeing with him. And I'm afraid to give up my position. And we create and build with all of that. We need new, bold ways to come together as a country. And that will only happen by creating diverse environments that support everyone to create performances and conversations that help participants develop their empathy, appreciation, listening, and curiosity muscles. And give them new tools for building diverse relationships and promoting racial healing in everyday life. So I thank you for being here tonight. Please join us. Thank you again. Have a good night.
Thank you, Gabrielle and Antoine. Man, that just hit me right in the chest. It's always so inspiring to hear about where All Stars is going. Thank you again and again for all you both do. And we're clearly seeing how moving this is to our country in the chat. Let's see who we got here now. Okay, we have Moretta Brown Miller said, "Great job, brothers on the mission. You are representing Chicago very well. Thank you." Yes, Chi-Town's finest right there. Let's see what else we got here. Okay, we got Daphne White. She says, "Hello from Dallas, Texas. Daphne White here from Staging Leadership Academy, supporting the All Stars Project. It's great to be here with you all. Congratulations on another incredible year." Thank you, Daphne. And Dallas, Texas came out strong tonight. And we got Thekla Farrow said, "Listen in a different way. Like kindness, like joy." I just love that so much. And it's so moving to see the impact we are having. And I'm also especially moved to hear from our young leaders. So it is my pleasure to introduce you to two of them. These young people's enthusiasm for development and willingness to step outside their comfort zones reminds me of when I first joined Youth on Stage. It makes me so proud to be an All-Star. Please give it up for Hannah Martinez and Arslan Chaudhry.
Hello, I'm Hannah Martinez. I'm 17 years old and from the All Stars Project of Dallas, Texas. It's a privilege to be here. One of the many things the All Stars has taught me is how to be comfortable speaking and sharing my story with others. So I would like to do that with you all. My first memory was in a homeless shelter and would be for 6 more years. When I was 15, my mom became a single parent and struggled with bills. Every day I would watch her come home, sweat covering her face, as she would walk over and dissolve into the couch, only to get up just as early the next morning. 4 days after I turned 16, I was working, eager to take as much of the load off my mother as I could. My life became work, school, and in this boring cycle, I knew that I wanted more. I knew that I would not dissolve into this life I hate. But then one day, the All-Stars showed up to my school with big smiles and the opportunity for growth, development, and new performances. With the All-Stars, I ventured into downtown for the first time. I went to fancy hotels, high-rise buildings, and met business people who would look me in the eye and listen to what I had to say. Now, each of these new performances weren't easy. The first time I spoke in public was with the All-Stars, and I was worse than nervous. I don't know if terrified would describe it, but my stomach definitely felt like it was in my throat. I had people around me that supported me in my new performances speaking, and I did pretty good. Even though I get nervous every time the All-Stars asks me to try a new performance, I know that's how I develop, and I want the opportunity to try new things. I've crossed off public speaking, going downtown, and 2 internships. I'll continue to stand with the All-Stars as they continue to open opportunities for me, so I won't have to go through the same cycle that my mom was. Thank you.
Hello, everyone. My name is Arslan Chaudhry, and I'm from Jersey City, New Jersey. And I'm very excited to be here with you all to stand with the All-Stars. You know, at the All-Stars, we don't shy away from tough conversations. And one of those tough conversations is about gun violence and gang violence in our neighborhoods. Growing up in Jersey City, I've lost many friends to gun violence and even a family member. And this can really leave you feeling hopeless and scared. So when I think about the All-Stars, I think of a place that gives young people like me a chance and some hope. You know, the biggest building in Jersey City is the Goldman Sachs building. I've always stayed away from it and definitely never tried to go in it because I thought that it wasn't for me. But during DSY, All-Stars took me into that building. And through All-Stars, I even had the chance to have lunch with the global CFO and COO of RBC. These are the things I never imagined that were possible for a kid like me. And even when the pandemic hit and everything was closing down, and all of us thought that the internships we were preparing for would definitely be canceled, All-Stars still came through and I had a virtual internship at MetLife. I was learning how to be in the business world virtually, just like my colleagues at MetLife. I was part of that world this summer, which meant so much to me. And that's why I'm here with you to stand with the All-Stars. Thank you.
Wow. Thank you for all you shared, Hannah and Arslan. That was so powerful. And naturally, I see our chat and social media flooding with support and appreciation for our youth speakers. All right, let's see what we got here. So I see, okay, Rachel and Alex Altman said, Arslan, go Jersey City. Okay, Jersey in the house. Okay, what else we got here? We got Marilyn Zukolski, getting the chills listening to this. Congrats to all involved. Totally, Marilyn. I was there as well. And let's see. And we have DI who says, Hannah, your experience have made the great person you are today. Keep going and never give up. I love that so much. Following the murders of Breonna Taylor and George Floyd and other Black women and men this summer, the All-Stars joined with millions of Americans and young people around the world in calling for social justice and racial equity. A broad cross-section of All-Stars board leaders and champions wrote a powerful article, Why America Can't Wait, about the role that the corporate community needs to play to be a part of the solution. Joining us now are 2 of those leaders. She is the chair of our board, a director on multiple corporate boards, and a 26-year supporter of the All-Stars. He is an SVP at Wells Fargo, a passionate volunteer, and a 17-year All-Stars builder. Please welcome Maria Morris and Robert Ross.
Thank you, Ronaldo.
And hello, everyone. Robert and I are thrilled that you could be with us. When we looked at where we are in the world, I and a number of our board of directors, including business leaders, physicians, lawyers, and educators, believed strongly that we needed to take a stand and make the case that new ways of connecting and conversing with people who are different than ourselves are critical if we are to create real change. We shared that All Stars, with our performance-based development approach and all of the community building we achieved over the last 40 years, can help to transform our communities in a powerful new way. Now is the time. Now's the time to make a difference by spreading All Stars' impact through our own commitment to perform and connect in new ways, and in scaling and expanding the reach of All Stars' life-changing approach to community building. The response to our letter has been widespread, inclusive, and gratifying. Dozens of leaders have signed our letter outlining our call to action. Individuals and organizations have strongly connected with our approach to make real systemic change. And a growing number of corporations are reaching out to us, some unsolicited, to partner with us in making a difference for their firms, customers, and communities. Each of us has a role to play. How we play our roles will be the difference between incremental progress and real sustainable change. Showing up with consistency, listening, connecting, and building something new is critical for our country and for the world. And I am proud and honored to be part of the All Stars community in making that happen. Robert?
Thanks, Maria. Those are wonderful comments. It's good to have everybody here with us today. When I think about the statement that we made a few months ago, it is so important. Our corporate community can really make a difference, and we need to get involved. Beyond just what we do for our company every day, but involved in the communities where we live, in some communities that are close by. So when we think about what we do at the All Stars, our performance-based approach, it's really ready-made for this moment in history. We've spent over 40 years focusing on poverty and the impacts of poverty, racial injustice, social injustice, and it's just been part of the work that we do. And so today, it's so timely, it's so important. What we do is, it's a two-way development. So while we come together to help poor inner city youth, we actually develop ourselves as well. And so we have many corporate partners, professionals from many different industries that come and volunteer and get involved. And so we work directly with the young people. We invite them into our offices, we invite them into our homes, we spend time with them, and we go through a process, a developmental process with them, where we literally change our view of the world while we're exposing them and helping them grow and develop. It's really a two-way development, very important. You know, when I think about when I got involved in the All Stars about 20 years ago, I was working in Newark, New Jersey, in an office development, a complex that was built after the race riots of the 60s, right after the civil unrest. The buildings are built and they're connected by skywalks. And so all the corporate people come in, all the professionals, we come in, we drive in from the suburbs, come in off the highway, bypass all the local communities, go right into our parking lots that are in the buildings. And we stay in all day and we never have to come out and interact. But what the All Stars is doing is just breaking down that division. And we're inviting now the people in and we're working directly with them. And it's so important that we grow and develop together. It's so important because once we go through this experience, we take it with us. So it's not just something we do for a workshop, but it really changes how we see the world, how we see people, how we react to poverty when we see it. And so it's a wonderful program. We need more corporate partners to get involved. While we have a lot and we're in many cities, we need you to get involved. So we thank you very much for being with us today, and we hope that you will join us on this journey. Thank you very much. Maria and I really appreciate you being here.
Thank you, Maria and Robert. It's so important for corporate leaders like you to step forward for young people. And I know many of you out there are joining them. So thank you all for heeding the call. You can read the open letter they co-signed, Why America Can't Wait, at the link included in the YouTube event description directly below this video. Now, earlier, I said we'd have a few special celebrity guests who wanted to share why they stand with All Stars too. First up, Basketball Hall of Famer and Big Three head coach Nancy Lieberman sent us a special message. Nancy Lieberman is a two-time Olympian, two-time National Player of the Year, three-time All-American, and two-time champion at Old Dominion University. She is only the second female hired in the NBA with the Sacramento Kings as an assistant coach and is currently the Big Three head coach with Team Power, 2018 champions, and Coach of the Year. She has been a broadcaster for Fox Sports Southwest, ESPN, and ABC, and was elected to the Basketball Hall of Fame in 1996. Oh, wait, I have to say, she also is founder and president of Nancy Lieberman Charity. Whew, is there anything she can't do? Please welcome Lady Magic, Nancy Lieberman.
Hi, I'm Nancy Lieberman, and I am so happy and pleased to be standing with All Stars for their benefit and with all of you tonight. I stand with All Stars because I love the mission, I love the mentorship, I enjoy watching young people succeed and being put in places that elevate them. All Stars has been doing this throughout the country for years. I'm so impressed with my friend from New York City, Antoine Joyce, and everybody else at All Stars for changing the life and just changing the culture of young people. Thank you to you. Thank you to everybody that is here tonight. It is so important that All Stars knows that you're part of their network and you help them because you give them the resources, you give them the support to make their programming shine. Without this, they can't do what they do throughout the country. So again, from the bottom of my heart, thank you for being a part of this evening. It's tremendously impactful, and you have your thumbprint on being a giver in this world, and that's something you'll always have. So I'm really pleased to be a part. Thank you to everybody for allowing me to share my message.
Awesome. Thank you so much for your support, Nancy. Now, we've seen so much about All Stars' impact, vision, and leadership, and I'm sure everyone now wants to know how you can get involved or do more. So for that, I'm going to turn it over to Dwayne Dixon and Lauren Horn.
Awesome. Thank you, Reynaldo, and good evening, everybody. I'm Dwayne Dixon.
And I'm Lauren Horn, and Dwayne and I are so excited to be here to tell you about how you can become involved with the All Stars and give the gift of opportunity and hope to young people across the country. But before we do, Dwayne, this is the first time I'm seeing you tonight. Can I just say that you are looking sharp, my friend? That is a strong bow tie game.
Well, thank you, Lauren. You look fine yourself. It's been a while since I stepped out, so I thought, why not go out in style today? But, you know, one of the things that I'm so excited about is just like Reynaldo, I'm actually one of those young people. I grew up poor in East Orange and Newark, and there were many times when my family couldn't pay the electricity bill. But this never bothered me because everybody in my neighborhood had the same type of problems. I met the All Stars Project in 2011 as a broke college student, simply trying to find a way to earn some extra money. And immediately when I got there, they began to relate to me as a person who had thoughts and ideas, and they treated me like I had something to say, like a leader. And this is a big deal, as we heard from Antoine say so eloquently earlier. So I personally know how impactful it is to have access to All Stars programs for free. It's life-changing.
Thank you, Dwayne, for sharing. It's hard to believe that I met you when you were in the DSY program. And now we're here today presenting together at a national benefit. I
Full
love
circle.
it. Exactly. So as you've all heard, All Stars is working in overdrive now to reach more young people and alumni with our programs. And at the same time, our program leaders are innovating, we're testing and learning how to create timely and new programs specifically designed for the virtual space. And as always, we can't do it without all of you. So we wanted to let you know a few ways that you can help.
Yes. First, I want to ask you, and yes, I really mean you. I'm asking you to make a contribution to the All-Stars right now. 2020 has been a challenging year for all nonprofits, All-Stars included. And here's the thing, we have not cut back our programs. Instead, we're doubling down for our young people and providing them with growth and stability in a time of big changes in their lives. You can make a gift right now by texting the phrase All-Stars Project with no spaces, so one word, to 44321, or you can use the link below labeled text to donate in the event description.
That's right. We want to raise $25,000 here tonight to help fully fund our fall programs. Just $76 sponsors one young person in our programs, and $1,000 will make you a member of our Leadership Giving Circle. And for $5,000, you'll champion our brand new virtual pilot initiatives. There's no minimum or maximum to give, so we've got a thermometer going tonight. So once you text that number and make your gift, there it is. Oh, we're starting big.
Look at that.
You'll be able to see your name come up right here. Oh, Chris and Paula Baker, Rachel Keller, Allison Williams, Joan Kitschy, Anonymous, thank you all so much already. Your gift will immediately help us reach thousands of youth with virtual programs this fall.
Yes, thank you all so much for your support. And there's also more you can do. You can join us as a volunteer, either personally or with your company, as we get ready for the new year. We're going to need hundreds of adult volunteers to work personally with our young people on their growth, for their resumes and their interview skills, and so much more. And we're also looking for companies to partner with us and hire these talented young people in virtual internships next summer. And we hope you can sign up your company to participate. To visit all of these opportunities, you can check us out at allstars.org/get-involved. And again, that link will be below so you can check out and be in touch for more details.
Finally, join our social media campaign. You may have
Uh-oh, looked like Lauren's frozen a little bit. We're still working
Twitter.
through. Oh, there she is. No, it's all good. I'm going to work with it. But we've been working through some technical difficulties, and there's a lot of different opportunities, like she was saying, on Facebook, on Instagram, Twitter, and LinkedIn. You can use the hashtag #IStandWithAllStars to help us spread the word for this incredible impact. We're excited to see what everybody thinks. Ronaldo's telling me that we should take a quick look at the thermometer again. So why don't we check that out, see where we are. All right, so we've got a few people coming in with some heavy, heavy gifts, and we're loving to see what everybody's doing. I'm so impressed that people all across the country and really across the world have come together to donate over $8,000 in this moment. And it's so great to see you all participating with us. Thank you so much.
And thank you, Dwayne and Lauren, for making it so easy for us to do more. These kids need us more than ever. So I hope you are all taking a minute to make your gift and sign up to get involved. In preparation for this historic event, a few All-Stars alumni got together to share their statements about why they stand with All-Stars. Let's hear from them now.
I stand with All Stars because they add so much value and support and dedication to the youth in our communities. They invest so much of their time and all their efforts into us, which literally means the entire world, because you can tell they're so genuine and that they care so much for us. I want to say thank you to Natalie Shaney for really making the All Stars a second family to me, and for the outstanding work she continues to do in Dallas.
And I stand with the All-Stars because they expose me to a world of possibilities.
I stand with All Stars because of their commitment to adding value to inner city youth through through the power of performance and development. Thank you so much to Shade McDaniel for the great work she continues to do in Newark and Jersey City.
I stand with the All-Stars because they've always stood by my side through the process of setting me up for success for an amazing career and always being there when I needed them, when I needed advice, when I needed someone to talk to. I could always go to Dr. J, and they really are my family.
I stand with All Stars because from what I can remember when I first, was growing up and I was in high school, they reached out to my school, they introduced themselves to me, and I went and I joined a few of the programs that they had. I was a part of the Development School for Youth back then when Miss Gloria Strickland was in charge. They instilled so much into me at that time. They definitely helped me to become the professional that I am today. Now, at the age of 28, I am a full-time realtor for Remax brand located in Cranford, New Jersey. And now that I'm able to public speak and I'm able to connect with people and I have people skills, it's definitely helped me to get to where I am today. So thank you, All Stars.
I stand with the All Stars Project because its devotion to young people from all backgrounds taught me to be confident in myself. Thanks so much to Bonnie Gilden for the great work she continues to do in the Bay Area.
I stand with the All Stars because of the amazing mission it has to give students from the inner city exposure to the business world and also the opportunity to actualize their dreams. The All Stars has helped me actualize my dreams of working on Wall Street. I would have never had the courage to pursue the opportunities I've been awarded if not for the confidence, the resources, and the support that the All Stars has given me. Thank you so much to Shade McDaniel for the great work she continues to do in Newark and Jersey City.
I stand with All Stars because they have encouraged me to get out of my comfort zone and meet new people. Shout out to Jessica Montalvo, who would give me pep talks before a workshop or a watercolor. Thank you.
I stand with the All Stars because they provided me with many opportunities despite my lack of experience. Going into the DSY and Youth on Stage programs, I had no knowledge of being a business professional or how to act on stage and do improv, and none of that mattered. From day one, I was treated with the respect of an equal and given the chance to make mistakes and learn in the process. And it was through those experiences that I am where I am today.
I stand with All Stars because of the opportunity they have afforded me to make an impact in my community, network with corporate professionals, and develop as an individual.
Thank you. I can speak for alumni around the country and say that your sentiments really represent our solidarity and appreciation. Now, I'm proud to introduce our second special celebrity guest. You might know him from his sketch comedy on Comedy Central's Kroll Show or his lead roles in The League, Big Mouth, Uncle Drew, The Addams Family, Sing, and my personal favorite, Captain Underpants. An all-around hilarious guy and talented producer and director. Let's hear it for Nick Kroll.
Hello, it's me, Nick Kroll. I have been an All-Star supporter for 10 years or so, and I was introduced to it by my very, very dear friend, Gary Beneroff, who started as an All-Stars volunteer and is now an All-Stars New York board member. He's also a decent golfer, a okay basketball player, and a downright average drummer. But he is an amazing guy, and he's been so passionate about All-Stars. And in fact, a few years ago when I was in New York, he encouraged me to join them for an outing to the 9/11 memorial and then lunch afterwards. And I was blown away by how interesting and interested the All-Stars youth on that particular outing were. And it just deepened my interest in the program and my continued support for it. I stand with All-Stars because it is so important for all of us to invest in creating growth and opportunity for inner city youth, really at this moment more than at any moment in the future. Economically, it's going to be an incredibly hard couple of years, and we really need to stand behind the youth involved in All-Stars now more than ever. All-Stars believes in the power of performance to help people of all ages develop, and I've been a performer since I was 8 years old when I played the Pharaoh in a production of the Passover Exodus from Egypt. And while I was a villain in that and have been a villain in many of the performances I've done over the years, I gained an incredible amount of confidence from that performance and every subsequent one since. So I see that potential and power, not only for what you're providing for others, but what it does for you as an individual. I think All Stars is exactly what our country needs right now. It's an incredibly difficult time for so many people in our country, especially the youth that are going to benefit from the All Stars program. And it will also benefit you. Opening your hearts and your wallets to the All Stars program will make you feel better at a moment in time when we all need it. 2020 has been a hell of a year, and charities and programs like All Stars is what will get us through it, both spiritually and emotionally, as well as financially. So I thank you guys all for your support. I thank Gary for introducing me to this program. And most of all, I thank all of the people who are participating in All Stars and the educators and people leading these programs, because without them, none of this would be possible. So I hope everyone is safe and healthy, and that everyone's family is safe and healthy. And there you go. Happy 2020, everybody.
Happy 2020. And thanks, Nick. Now, I see our social media is blowing up yet again. So let me give some shout outs. All right, what do we have here? We have Elizabeth Small saying, something I've learned already tonight, the at All Stars Project doesn't shy away from difficult conversations. A lesson for all of us from these inspiring young individuals. Hashtag I stand with All Stars and hashtag standing with All Stars. Yes, love a double hashtag. And we got Kleinberg Kaplan saying, we are pleased to be a returning sponsor of All Stars Project as they take their annual benefit virtual. Yes, we love the support. And then in the chat, we got DI saying, go Maria and Robert. This is Dina Alshami. What a great cause. Thank you for all that you do. Hashtag standing with All Stars. Hashtag two-way development. Yes, the hashtags are pouring in. And I feel like this is a great time to check in and see how our text to pledge is going. We heard why Nick stands with All Stars and wants us all to give. How are we doing? Oh, snap! Yo! We are at over 25,000 already with more to come. Please keep these generous gifts coming and help All Stars reach more young people with their free programs. Now, sorry, I'm a little excited right now. We want to tell you about another key initiative of All Stars virtual programs, a special pilot initiative created just for this time, development coaching. Please welcome Kaya Harris Thompson and Patricio Delgado.
Hello, everyone. I am so proud that the All Stars is inventing new programs that are reaching young people and changing lives. I am also proud to be here with Pat to share with you one of our biggest new program pilots, which connects alumni from our youth development programs from some of the toughest neighborhoods around the country together with caring adults.
Thanks, Kaya. Development coaching is an innovation that challenges the traditional belief that when adults are helping young people, the only person who learns or is impacted on is the young person. In true All Stars relationship building fashion, we're creating a program in which young people and adults learn and develop together. As injustice and inequality took center stage in our national conversation over the last few months, many of our friends and supporters told us they wanted to create personal and professional environments that were diverse and inclusive. They came to us because the All Stars has spent 40 years bringing people from diverse racial and economic backgrounds and equally diverse social and political viewpoints together to build new relationships and new conversations. Development coaching is an exciting new addition to an already impressive portfolio, and we look forward to working with all of you on growing it well into the future.
Yes, Pat. And so we began this summer with a pilot that matched 153 pairs of young people and adults. And this fall, we invested time and talent resources in increasing the size and impact of the program. We now have a geographically and demographically diverse group of 300 adult volunteer coaches. The young people are alumni of the Development School for Youth, the All-Stars Talent Show Network, Youth on Stage, and Operation Conversation Cops and Kids, who are working with their coaches to create a growthful developmental partnership.
That's right, Kaya. Development coaching has been an investment in reconnecting with our alumni. Over the past 2 months, our teams reached over 2,000 All-Stars alums through emails, phone calls, text messages, and social media. So many were happy and relieved to hear from us, sharing the isolation and disconnectedness they are feeling and longing for a more growthful environment. Many are in college or near graduation. Some are already beginning their adult professional performances. All are in need of support, networking, and guidance from our volunteers who will share their own experiences that help them get to where they are today.
Yes, and so now we are in week 2 of our new 6-week program, and we're excited about the conversations our young people and adults are already having, both on our communication platform and offline virtually. And here are just 2 of our participants sharing their thoughts on the impact of the program in our training just a couple of weeks ago.
I have to say today was very refreshing. It's great to see all the students of the All-Stars being here, as well as all the people that I've seen that are invested in actually helping all of us young people to do better and be more professional. It's insane. I've never seen so many people in a Zoom call, and the fact that most of these people are adults who just genuinely want to help us and who care. Because oftentimes I've seen like adults, they say they care, they say they want to do something, but then you don't really see them around anymore. But this is something like I can get behind, something I can, believe in. So I really appreciate this.
I think just in general, just a personal connection from this is, just obviously COVID, but even before COVID, it just felt like personal connection was tapering off in the corporate environment. I think as coaches, this is such a apropos thing, right? These young people obviously trying to learn all this stuff, and for us to be able to connect with them, this is a great exercise. I mean, it really shows it in such a meaningful way, and how funny it was, and how quickly connected you got. I mean, I probably felt more connected with these folks than I did with some colleagues that I have. So anyway, it was a great exercise, so thank you for it.
It's so great to see Brian and Brandon being part of this new development coaching program. Thanks to you both for that. And based on what we learned from our summer pilot into this fall, we know that many of these relationships will continue well after the 6-week program is completed. And we believe all relationships will be meaningful, impactful, and developmental for everyone, both inner city young person and caring adult. So thank you for being part of the All-Stars and supporting us to build hundreds of new relationships between diverse Americans this fall.
Thank you, Kaya and Pat. That's so impressive. Now, I'm so excited to introduce our final special celebrity guest. We are so proud that this incredible athlete is an all-star in every sense of the word. He's a personal supporter of our programs in Chicago and is here to tell us why he stands with the All-Stars. Please welcome hockey star and 3-time Stanley Cup champion for the Chicago Blackhawks, Patrick Kane.
Hey everyone, what's going on? Patrick Kane here. So happy to be here with you tonight at the Standing with All-Stars benefit. I recently learned of the All-Stars through Sean Armstead. Sean is on the board at the All-Stars, and he's an amazing man, as many of you know. So honest, so humble. He's always striving to better himself and better the people around him. So, I really trusted him when he told me about the All-Stars project, and came away amazed at what I found when I looked into it. I think it's amazing what the All-Stars is doing as far as, creating equality and bridging that racial divide. All while doing it through performance. So that's one of the things that really resonated with me, was the performance aspect of it. When I was younger, I loved watching, my sisters' dance recitals and their piano recitals, because I knew how hard they worked before that and practiced at it to come up with their end goal. It's also an amazing thing for me. I mean, it's what I love to do, is to perform and entertain the fans, and you can't do that if you don't work hard beforehand and put the work in, the preparation to be ready when you're finally in that performance aspect of it. So, once again, thanks for being here. I think the All-Stars, they come up with amazing solutions to develop our inner city youth, and something I'm really happy to be a part of. So thank you for being here again, and I stand with All-Stars.
Thank you, Patrick. Thank you for standing with All-Stars. We have seen so much of All-Stars in action here, and hopefully we built up some good support too. Hey, Lauren and Dwayne, how are we doing?
Well, Reynaldo, this has been an absolutely fabulous night, and not just because we have a Chicago hero with us. You have to give me a moment. I'm fangirling slightly with Patrick Kane. But thank you all so much for being here and for your generous support and leadership this evening. I wanted to take a quick moment to say a huge thank you to our amazing leaders who made this event a success. Our co-chairs, business and philanthropic leaders across the country, with a special congratulations to Joe Pizer of Willis Towers Watson and John Saraceno and the Onyx Equity team. The entire team has been amazing and has led top campaigns for our benefit. And I can't forget to thank our incredible event committee who helped spread the word about tonight's event. Thank you, thank you, thank you all.
So Lauren and I are very proud to announce that with all of your support and your partnership, our Standing with All-Stars benefit campaign that has stretched over the past 2 months has come down to the wire. And as of now, we have raised a total of $1,553,648. Well, give yourselves a round of applause.
That is the first time I'm hearing this number. That is incredible. Congratulations. Thank you so much.
Absolutely. We are so proud to stand with you to fully fund All-Stars programs and to continue to come through for our young people. We can't say it enough. Thank you. And yes, while we hope you continue supporting us financially, like we said before, we would love to see you volunteer. Your company can provide virtual internships for the DSY students of the summer of 2021. You can train to be a development coach or a resume coach or an interviewing coach. All of these things, the only way that you can do them is to fill out that involvement form. That's really important. And the way that you get to that is the link that you'll see, or you can visit allstars.org/get-involved. Again, we'll put it below so you can see it. Sign up to learn more.
So this link will be live so that anyone who watches after tonight, if they weren't able to make it for whatever reason, can also join in the fun. But for now, we want to celebrate this success with all of you. And there's no better way that I can think to do that than with our amazing young people. So please welcome back for a special encore performance, Chicago's very own Brothers on a Mission.
Give it up.
Yeah. Y'all ready for another encore performance by VOM?
Yeah!
I said, are y'all ready?
Woo!
Are y'all ready?
Yeah!
Fellas, let's get it. Come on. Let's go. Easy Jeezy, y'all.
Easy Jeezy, y'all. From the NY to the Windy City Shine, All Stars. You know we fly high. Uganda, London, New Jersey, too. Dallas, Japan, and San Fran crew. I stand with All Stars. We stand with All Stars. I stand with All Stars.
We stand with All Stars.
All Stars. We gotta give back. All Stars, so we can bridge the gap.
When I say All Stars, you say greater.
All Stars.
Greater.
All Stars.
Greater. Come on.
When I say All Stars, you say greater. All Stars.
Greater.
All Stars.
Greater. Come on.
From the NY to the Windy City Shine, All Stars. You know we fly high. Uganda, London, New Jersey, too. Dallas, Japan, and San Fran crew.
I stand with All Stars.
We stand with All Stars.
I stand with All Stars.
We stand with All Stars.
All Stars.
We gotta give back. All Stars, so we can bridge the gap. Woo!
We want to thank you all for coming out. We hope to see you next year live in person. But in the meantime, keep standing with the All-Stars and take care. Good night.